Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Hot Take Hockey. This is NHL Nightly on Hot Take Hockey. Yes, that's right. Our big breaking news broke early tonight because of the huge trade between the Carolina Hurricanes and the above Colorado Avalanche. I'm going to stand for this because it's so insane. Guys, what a trade. I was talking to my friend Singsy tonight and I said, have you ever seen a trade like this? I can't think of one, guys, since Wayne Gretzky, to be honest with you, an impactful player. Yes, NHL Nightly Takeover, Salty. Yes, this is the big news we've all been waiting for. Hot Take Hockey and the Sports Beard are combining NHL Nightly, me, Perlo, Rico, and every once in a while, the Degenerate Bostonian will be live 4 days a week on Hot Take Hockey's channel. We will be doing live streams. I will be your host for live streams for games. We'll be doing some hype stuff. Obviously, Hot Take Hockey always does a trade. 97 in the chat right now between X and YouTube. I love it. Let's go. What a trade. What a trade. And again, we weren't planning this. This was supposed to happen tomorrow, but it's working out. Hot Take Hockey is involved in an OHL tournament right now. So, yeah, let's get your thoughts in the chat. First off the bat, Corey Lindberry, as a Carolina Hurricanes fan, if they could only extend Mikko, I'd build a shrine to Eric Tulsky. And Carolina has more than enough cap to extend Mikko. Yeah, I think, Corey, I agree with you 100%. It has to happen. They have to get the extension. They missed out on Gensel. They've got to get it. Did I see the Kevin Weeks tweet a picture of Pittsburgh? I didn't, but there's a lot of people trying to manifest Crosby to the Avs now, for certain. Darkness, yes, good to see you. Avi, Ryan Leonard with the Hattie tonight. I know, I love it. Blended family, my wife just wants to thank Colorado and Carolina. Blended, remind me your team. I don't remember your team. Is it Vancouver? I know you guys, I thought you guys were Vancouver Island people, but I can't remember. Sod, what's up? Andrew, everyone, 11, we're alive, 11:15 to go live to break the news that the Sports Beard, aka NHL Nightly crew, is joining Hot Take Hockey. We will be broadcasting live on Hot Take Hockey's channel from here on out for NHL Nightly and for special stream events for NHL trade deadline, NHL draft. Your boy Jeremiah Maxwell is going to be going to he's going to be going to shows. He's going to be going to the draft. And we're going to be rocking it, guys. It's going to be awesome. So, what is the trade? John Wolf. Okay, I will get it for you. Let's get that information for you real quick. I'm just going to pull up Frank Saravelli's final trade so you guys can see the absolute trade. Yeah, we probably should discuss the trade. And I'll just get it up so we don't miss anything in translation because there was a few things here. Let's see. Frank Saravelli's tweet is right here. Okay. Here you go, boys. Probably don't want that. Okay, the trade call is underway. Full deal. To Carolina, Mikko Rantanen, Taylor Hall. To the Go Avs Go, Martin Necas, Jack Drury, a 2025 second-round pick, a 2025 or 2026 fourth-round pick, all from Carolina. To the Blackhawks, a 2025 third-round pick from Carolina, 50% of Rantanen's salary retained. John is doing yeah, Josh. Well. Dude, Josh, Tolsty hit a home run. He hit a home run. You got to be stoked, my friend. Yeah, so John will be with us from time to time, but we're going to use the power and might of John's 54,400 subscribers to broadcast hockey content to you on almost a daily basis. So we're really going to push. You guys are going to be really excited about what's coming from Hot Take Hockey. I will be one of the main presenters. You'll have my main man, Pearl of Wisdom. our handicapper extraordinaire, Rico and Barry, which I know a lot of people in Toronto from, that we will be very Toronto-centric at times because we're going to be pushing that GTA. But we're going to be talking all NHL with NHL Nightly. For those of you that aren't familiar with my thing, we've been doing 2 years now of 4 nights a week. It's going to be awesome. So we made a crazy trade with Hot Take Hockey, and the NHL made a crazy trade. So here we go. You get the bearded man. So going to be awesome. No, Mike will be with us from time to time, Andrew, but his work permits him. He just has a job and he likes to go to college games. So we'll still be doing the college hockey show on the Sports Beard channel. Don't worry. That's not going anywhere. I'm going to leave the trade up for you guys. Lots of rumors going around. Pierre said Vancouver and Carolina were close to a trade before the Canes flipped to Colorado. Yes, I'd heard that. Crazy Dog Sports. Thanks for being with us tonight. Yeah, Josh, you have to be going nuts. I think Rantanen's a pipe dream too. I will say this though, Josh, you've got to keep him. You've got to re-sign him. Yes. Wisconsin 5-4 late win. Oh, right. Avi. Yes, I've got the college hockey scores here too. But chat, answer this. Is this a bigger trade than Tkachuk trade to Florida? Yeah, chat, get into that. I love what Blank One said. I'll say this. I think it is, guys. Look, the top 4 scorers since 2020 or 2021 is McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon, and Mikko Rantanen. I cannot remember a player of this caliber being traded. Yes, Tkachuk is a great player. He's not putting up the numbers that Mikko Rantanen's putting up. In fact, I think both the Tkachuk brothers are kind of struggling. That physical game wears you. By the end of his career, he's going to be a beat-up player. I don't know if I'd offer 7 years, $16 million to come to Anaheim. Yes, I know Ducks fans, Annie OD, I'm sure she'd love to have Mikko. I'm sure they would love that. I heard the Ducks might have been in the mix. So online from Uruguay. All right. Let's go. David, easily a bigger trade. Yeah, I agree, David. I just pray that Crosby to Colorado rumors are completely true. Matt Figueroa. Matt, are you completely false. Yeah, Matt, you're a Pittsburgh fan. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah. So as a Washington Capitals supporter, or I grew up as one anyway, I'll say this. I'd be sad to see Crosby leave Pittsburgh. It would be sad. But I would also be happy for him because he instantaneously is going to a cup contender. And that fixes their center problem if they got him. But I don't know, man. Unless he asked to be traded, I have a tough time seeing Crosby still getting moved. By the way, 2:59 in an unscheduled event. We have 186 live on X, 4 on YouTube. We've got somebody on my YouTube. We've got somebody watching on Twitch, and we're live with you on Hot Take Hockey's channel with 72 in the live chat. I appreciate you. Mikko is Minnesota, sounds right. Yeah, we never know. We'll never know. We got to wait till the off season. We got to wait for Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. It wouldn't be a show if you didn't come in and say hello. Aho has 4 months to convince Mikko to resign. Yes, Todd Davis. I hope you're a Carolina Hurricanes fan. Yeah, everybody. Revolution to the Classics say, hope Crosby gets traded so Kraken have a chance to beat Pittsburgh. Okay. Yeah, I feel you. I think it probably doesn't happen as quick as tomorrow, but we'll never see. Tool 22, the Avs are cooked. Okay, so guys, real quick, you have to look at this from a perspective of the owners and Chris McFarland of the Colorado Avalanche. Once Mikko Rantanen told him he's not re-signing and he's going to wait and see what the offseason brings, they knew they weren't going to be able to fit him under the cap. So they had to get something for him. I actually think getting Martin Necas and some picks back isn't the worst thing. Now, would you have wanted a defenseman? Or I think, quite frankly, Colorado's trying to do something else. So they left themselves up with some cap space. If they had Sidney Crosby, this will go down in history. Yeah, I've heard Mikko Rantanen wants somewhere in the vicinity of what Leon Draisaitl got, and I feel like he's probably earned and owned every bit of that. Zachary Smith with a super chat. As a Hurricanes fan, I'm pumped, sad to see that Marty go, but this was worth it, hands down. By the way, guys, let me know how I'm coming in, how it's sounding, how the stream looks. If there's stuff that you want to talk about. By the way, Zach, great picture. Thank you so much for the super chat. All money goes to Hot Take Hockey. We are 302 plus live in the live stream. This is the thing. When Frank, hey, by the way, I know Frank Saravelli a little bit, and I'm friendly with him, and we are going to have Frank on this show. I'm going to reach out to Frank here in the coming weeks, and Frank will come on as one of our inaugural welcome to the Hot Take Hockey. We're bringing Frank was sick with the flu. He was on the road in Lake Placid for a youth hockey tournament, I think, with his family, and he broke this trade. What a rock star Frank Saravelli is for this one, man. Unbelievable. Shout out, Frank. Amazing. Avs got fleeced. Those guys stink. They got, well, I hear you, man. But like I said, if you don't re-sign Rantanen and you just fight for the cup, which I think it's going to be an uphill battle this year in the West. I think Winnipeg is probably better. They just beat them. I think Edmonton is good. I think Edmonton is probably the team to beat. The Vegas Golden Knights look like Stanley Cup contenders. You're Chris McFarland. You're in a rock between a hard place. You're like, maybe we don't win the Stanley Cup. I like that he got something back from Mikko Rantanen and it didn't wait. Yeah, everybody again, Zach hype in the chat. Thank you so much, Zach. They only have Necas for a year and a half signed. Yeah, but you know what? They have Necas in a control, and they could re-sign Necas. And if Necas doesn't continue to put up crazy numbers, he's not going to cost as much, Josh. You know that. And I know you wanted to keep Necas, but if you get Mikko Rantanen, it's like nice trade up for you guys. However, Josh, this is the big X factor for you guys as the Carolina Hurricanes. If Eric Tolstey doesn't bring back Mikko Rantanen, or they're not able to re-sign him and he goes and they lose him again, they basically lost Necas for a rental player. So I know people are saying Colorado got fleeced, but again, we got to see what happens here with by the way, Avi, there you go. Avi, there you go. Wisconsin wins in overtime. Okay. Yeah. Craziness. Any upsets? Was there any upsets in the NHL too? I didn't even get to see tonight. Excuse me. Okay. The Cowboys news broke. They're promoting their offensive coordinator. Jets won again tonight. Lightning beat the Blackhawks in overtime. Golden Knights lose to the Stars. That's not a terrible loss, though, in Dallas. And then the Islanders win. The Islanders add Tony DeAngelo, too. That news kind of slid under. Now, he's got to pass through waivers, but I don't think anybody will claim him. But that's a nice little ad with Noah Dobson being out. So, and those of you who weren't tracking, Tony DeAngelo was having a really good year in the KHL with SKA St. Petersburg. McKinnon and JT Miller as the 1-2C is going to be unreal. Oh, you think they're going to get JT Miller? That could be too. My thing is, who goes back? SK93. Who goes back? Colorado's got to give somebody else back to a player that works for them. Is it Middlestat? You think Middlestat? Yes, I agree with that. Ducks Cup 2029. Ducks for Cup 24. Ducks for Cup 2029 says you're never cooked when you have Nate and Kale. I agree. I agree with that. Shirley Daly. Whoever thinks Av lost a player they couldn't re-sign her crazy. Yeah. Yeah, no, Shirley, I'm with you. I think Chris McFarland was put in a very difficult situation. The thing I'll say is, I would have waited till the Four Nations Cup to start. You got the 2 weeks to kind of gauge everybody. There's no real rush to move Rantanen, and you can get the best deal for you. But maybe this is what they felt like this was the best deal for them. I heard rumors that JT Miller and Necas were offered for each other too, because I had heard Carolina was in on JT Miller. Those are legit rumors. So anyway, hello, everyone. Funny, let's get it up here. Hardwired. Hello, everyone. Funny that the Avs finally get a real superstar player, and he's probably gone in 4 months. Rantanen wants $14 million a year. They struggled to give Aho when he was an RFA in 2018. Yeah, but I will say this: the owner, Tom Dundon, has said he will pay for superstar players. I think Aho got fairly paid. I think they fairly paid. The thing you can say about Carolina, and my buddy Josh that's in here that's a diehard Carolina fan, they haven't overpaid their players, so they're not in salary cap hell like some teams are. You think the New York Rangers are going to love paying Mika Zibanejad another $8.5 million for 6 more years? No way, my friend, no way. Creed says, feels like the Avs had a choice between a giant contract issue with Cale if they extended Rantanen. Yeah, I think Cale's locked up for a while, though. We can look at let's pull up everybody's got the trade down, right? Like, I feel like we have that, we have that down. If you want to see that again, let me know. I think Hot Take will come on if we're live long enough. Here, I don't know what the time frame is, but let me bring up cap wages and we'll look right at Colorado's. I'm sure people are wearing out their mouses checking this out. We'll look at their salary cap situation here. I know they now have $7.5 million in cap space. Yeah, they went from, it says, okay. Nope, I clicked the wrong team there. Sorry. Okay. Yep. Okay, let's pull that up. We can see that to everybody. No. All right, there you go. And I'll go this. We'll go this route too. So yep. I mean, they already got this locked in. You have Necas for 2 more years at 6'5", left wing, right wing. Very versatile player. Obviously not Mikko Rantanen. Only 26 years old. Obviously, but Makar has got 3 years left on his deal at $9 million. So yes, Makar will get a sizable raise, but you got to realize too, Makar will be close to 30 by the time that pops around. So you never know what injuries. And so, I mean, he's Makar. He's going to get paid a bunch of money again, but he's on a very team-friendly deal. And by then, they expect the cap by the end of next year to be close to $107 million. I think Makar can get 14 or 15, and it's not going to be a factor, to be honest with you. But from what I understand, Colorado is very adverse to paying anybody more than McKinnon. I think they're trying to keep their salaries manageable. And McKinnon makes 12.6. So, I could see Makar going 12 or whatever. But anyway, Creed, I totally get what you're saying there. Ron, love it, Ron. I think they wanted to get this done before the Four Nations tourney just to avoid injuries to affect the trade. Ron, outstanding point. Didn't even think of it that way. I just felt like there hasn't been a ton of injuries when it comes to the Four Nations guys. Obviously, we saw Markstrom go down. That might have made him feel a little bit gun shy. Rico, what's up? Rico, if you want to pop in, log on. Come on, buddy. I didn't know. I didn't have time to reach out, man, but we've just announced that we're on. So if you want to come in, we're talking about this crazy trade. So Rico is one of my co-host guys. Get used to knowing him. He's a goal-scoring prop expert. We do talk gambling, so we're going to work very hard to keep up Hot Take Hockey's great name. It's going to be an awesome time. This is a unbelievable news. I can't believe this news that broke. I told my wife, I was like, I can't think of a trade bigger than this other than Wayne Gretzky. Like, just because of the player, and it's unbelievable. It's crazy. I'm talking to my friend Johnny Lazarus and Jeff Merrick. Yeah, unreal. Shirley Daly said something before. People understand the Avs got a young guy with a 71-point season, 53.7 and 50 on a team that isn't the best scoring. UFA, what's it going to cost? $14 million a season. Yeah. No. I like this, and I think they could keep Necas for less. I know people are going to have their opinions. Drop your opinions in the chat if you disagree with this trade. If you think it's yes, I know Jeff Merrick. I know Jeff. My friend Kevin Olenek is it. So we are live right now, NHL Nightly version on Hot Take Hockey's channel. 425 live people in here. Let's freaking go. We've had some donates. Let's go. All right. Sorry, I was responding to this DM. But anyway, you can follow me. So we are live. We are live. NHL Nightly, part of the Hot Take Hockey Media Group. So effective today, I have left Fans First Sports Network, and we are moving over to Hot Take Hockey's 54,400 subscribers. Leave a like, subscribe. Our names are in the chat. I have follow me at beard_sports on X, or you can follow me on Instagram at _sports_beard. Obviously, you know all the Hot Take Hockey stuff at Hot Take Hockey on YouTube, on X. I'll have all that stuff up to date. So there we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry. In Ottawa, Leafs and Utah H2 in town this weekend. If anyone else is going to the games, let me know. We can meet up. Yeah, you can meet up with Rico. He's going. Rico, I thought is the Leafs game tomorrow? You're going to the Leafs game? Rico going to the Leafs game. Yes, sweet. Even Gretzky's deal didn't have the caliber of players going the other way. I agree with that, Flat Justia. Did I say that right? I hope I said that right. Flat Justita? I hope I said that correctly. Let me know if I did. Brent Burns has a podcast now. Yeah, yes. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Well, Brent Burns has had a podcast for a long time. If you're talking about me and my beard, we're going on year 3, my buddy. So I appreciate you. But yes, I have a huge beard. I have not shaved my face in almost 5 years. So, but where I'm lacking there, I have none on top. So, I love it. And people are laughing at you. Leafs winning it, you think? You're going to win? Dr. Grow Hydro. No way you're better. Teeth. Yeah, I have my teeth. Yeah, I haven't had my teeth knocked out yet, amazingly enough. Yeah, the Mark Messier trade. You know, that happened later. Do you think Brad trades Marner? I don't sing. I don't think he does. I think they hang on to Marner. I actually think they probably re-sign Marner. Do you think Crosby goes to Colorado? Obi-Wan, part of me really wants it to happen. Just because it puts hockey, especially in the US, at the forefront. But I would also be equally devastated for those Pittsburgh Penguin fans because it would be kind of officially the end of an era for them. So, and if they just get a bunch of first round picks and like Casey Middlestat bat for Sidney Crosby, like that's kind of rough. But yeah, Doc, I understand you want Dr. Degro Hydro. Oh, I want Sid to the Avs. I think you and every other Avalanche fan. I'm a Flyers fan. I'd hate to see it. Yeah, see, growing up as a Caps fan, supporter for sure. Like, I'm with you. Like, but it would be sad to not see Crosby and Ovechkin at least 4 times a year anymore, even though we're only probably going to have that one more year anyway. So it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're in a position to get a lot. Who can give them what they need? They're kind of in salary cap hell too, Avi. So it's sort of going to be an odd thing. Again, welcome to Hot Take Hockey's channel. Most of you know John Viveros. John is a very good friend of mine. John has 6 jobs now, those of you that know him. He's working a ton. So we're going to go out. I'm going to do Leaf streams for him. We're going to do games of the week. We're going to do live streams where I call play-by-play and we get the fans involved and we have you guys We've got all the OG Hot Take Hockey fans. So we're gonna actually try to broadcast to both channels. But if we don't get a lot of pickup on the Sports Spirit channel, then it'll just be Hot Take Hockey's channel. We're dedicating our time to Hot Take Hockey. You can still watch on X. I got 367 people watching us on X, so I appreciate that so much. This really helps Hot Take Hockey. And it's awesome, man. Like, unbelievable. I would love to talk to Frank tonight and just say, Frank, how did this go down? Like, and what are your thoughts? It's unreal. Crosby isn't going anywhere. He would have to agree he has a no trade clause. Yes, I understand that, Casey Mack. No one's saying that he's going anywhere. I think there's a lot of internet speculation that he may be traded because Colorado made this move. But it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be seriously interesting. 5 minutes ago, instant reaction on one of the 10 best players in the game. Mikko Rantanen moved Friday night in a blockbuster. Let's just see what Frank Saravelli says.
What's up, hockey fans? Daily Faceoff.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch Frank's video real quick and see what he says. I'll put up here. Let's add the banner here. Oh, no, I need banner. Can I add a banner? All right, here we go. Here's Frank.
Hockey insider Frank Saravelli here on a Friday night with some breaking news. Greetings from a jam-packed hotel room. I'm at a minor hockey tournament in Lake Placid, New York. But you know what? This is worth breaking into the festivities before. I'm sure you've heard by now, Mikko Rantanen, one of the top 10 players in the NHL today, on his way from the Colorado Avalanche to the Carolina Hurricanes. It's a three-way blockbuster deal, and one that, man, there's so much to first ballot Hall of Famer. He had how many goals in 100-point seasons? He's been that good, yet doesn't receive necessarily all of the spotlight because he's been playing as the third spoke in Colorado's wheel.
All right. So that's Frank Saravelli's breakdown. You can watch that video on Daily Faceoff Live. It's about 6 minutes. So I didn't want to play that. I said I was muted. I think I unmuted it there. Yeah, we got it. I got it. It was my fault, Eddie. My fault. Canes, I appreciate you, Andrew, for letting me. Yeah, did you guys get the sound? Do I need to back it up and show it again? Here, let me do it again. All right, here we go again. I'll do it again. In case you guys missed it, we'll do it again. My bad.
Off hockey insider Frank Saravelli here on a Friday night with some breaking news. Greetings from a jam-packed hotel room. I'm at a minor hockey.
Can you guys hear it?
Class in New York, but you know what? This is worth breaking into the festivities before. I'm sure you've heard by now, Mikko Rantanen, one of the top 10 players in the NHL today, on his way from the Colorado Avalanche to the Carolina Hurricanes. It's a three-way blockbuster deal, and one that, man, there's so much to unpack here. Where should we start? Let's start with the Carolina Hurricanes angle. Instant Stanley Cup contender. Think back to the last few years, one of the best and most consistent teams in the league, maybe over the last handful of years. They haven't been able to get over the hump in the playoffs, we suspect because they haven't had a game breaker. Now in Mikko Rantanen, they bring in one of the best playoff performers of his generation. 100 points in 82 career playoff games, 2022 Stanley Cup winner. And I think when it's all said and done and we look back on Mikko Rantanen's Hall of Fame career, we're going to look back and say, he did what? First ballot Hall of Famer. He had how many goals in 100-point seasons? He's been that good, yet doesn't receive necessarily all of the spotlight because he's been playing as the third spoke in Colorado's wheel behind Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar. Not only do they bring in a game breaker, but the fact that he's also a Finn, and you hope there can be some instant chemistry with Sebastian Aho without also having to really disrupt their roster in a crazy significant way. Yes, they give up Marty Necas and Jack Drury, but I view those players as replaceable players. Heck, they almost traded Marty Necas last summer to the Buffalo Sabres before that deal fell through. And I think we still would have looked at the Carolina Hurricanes as a capable team. Now they bring in Rantanen and it gets to a whole nother level. I mentioned on Thursday night, hey, this was a possibility. They were not this trade specifically, but that they were exploring a JT Miller trade with the Vancouver Canucks and had a few different irons in the fire as they were highly motivated to bring in a skilled forward. This just takes that to another level. So let's dissect this from the Colorado Avalanche standpoint. Man, I'm sure if you're an Avalanche fan, you're sitting there tonight going, this is tough to take. It feels like we didn't get enough in return for one of the true best players in the league. And I could understand why you'd be feeling that right now. You say, Necas, good player, definitely one of the breakout players of the season. Jack Drury, still relatively an unknown, and we add a couple picks to our arsenal. But how are we going to compete for a Stanley Cup this year? And I think the answer to that is still to be determined. So I would urge you, if you're an Avalanche fan, Chris MacFarland has 6 weeks before the 2025 trade deadline concludes on March 7th. Give him some time. I think he's in the process of exploring a bunch of different things. They definitely they're not punting on the season. They just rejigged their goaltending situation. They've had injuries and lots of different things to deal with this season. No excuses. And I'm sure this deal comes as a massive shock to the system, not just for Avalanche fans, but also for the players themselves. I can't imagine some of the jaws that were on the floor on Friday night in Boston as they're preparing for Saturday afternoon's game as words started to filter out. And if you're Nathan MacKinnon or Cale Makar, to even hear some news like that your team's chances, at least in the here and now, as you see it, may be a little bit weakened and a lot more for them to do. I think the Avalanche got to a place where they drew a line in the sand. They weren't going to pay Mikko Rantanen above what Nathan MacKinnon is earning on their cap table at $12.6 million, even though the salary cap's going up. The Rantanen camp, I believe, was much closer to $14 million. He has the same agents as Leon Draisaitl. They know what that market looks like. Important to point out, there is no extension in place between Rantanen and the Carolina Hurricanes.
Okay. I think that's good enough. McDiesel, Colorado is still better than the Canes. I love your optimism, and I don't think that's a bad take, man, especially if they add someone like Sidney Crosby. By the way, 506 in the chat live, 425 on X. X folks, you could chime in. We can see your chats. I'm using StreamYard. I know before Hot Take Hockey weren't able to. He uses a different software to run his stuff, so I can see it. I don't hate anybody's opinion on this. I see where Chris MacFarland was coming from. He was between a rock and a hard place once Rantanen and his representative said they weren't not going to re-sign in Colorado. Again, Rantanen's prerogative as a free agent. He's going to be able to do that. Unbelievable. I ask yourself, who's a high-skilled winger that you could add for under $6.5 million? It's crazy. Prescott Gillies. Unbelievable. You're not related to Clark Gillies, are you, Prescott? Anyway, I see you're a Golden Knights fan. I mean, if you're a Vegas Golden Knights fan or you're a West fan, you feel like Colorado is a little bit weaker. But let's remember, just like Frank said, March 17th trade deadline, which we will be live, me and Hot Take Hockey on this channel. He'll be running the show, and I'll be looking at the Twitter and following all the crazy reporters, and we'll try to see what we can see. And we found that we were breaking a lot of stuff. So anyway, I just shot a text to Frank Saravelli. I thought it was unbelievable. He just released this like 5 minutes ago, so he's still awake. And he's probably still fielding calls. But hats off to Frank again. Frank is sick with the flu this whole week. He looked miserable, like he needed a break. And all of a sudden he's he's breaking maybe the biggest story in the NHL since Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier. I mean, I definitely believe the Tkachuk trade was a big one. So Creed says Draisaitl and Rantanen having the same agent is going to be fun for Tulski's. Yeah, I think Rantanen's going to ask for $4 million. I think it's $4 million. Colorado would have re-signed him for that in a New York Minute. $14 million. So Rusty AF says, I can wait for this immediately to not work out for the Avs. Okay. I think you meant I can't wait for this to not work out immediately for that. Rusty, shout in your team. Creed. Yeah, I meant 14 million, Creed, obviously. I'm an idiot. It is not late here. It's 7:55 here. McDiesel. I see, to me, man, McDiesel, the Edmonton Oilers got to be loving this because, in all practical sense of the word, Colorado got weaker, but we don't know this. I mean, if they had Sid Crosby, what's happening? I love this from Kyle. Yeah, so that could happen too, Cameron says, is there a chance Jonathan Toews could get signed to Colorado? I'm hearing Colorado. I'm hearing Toronto is maybe, but I'm hearing Winnipeg is the most likely if it's this year. I believe he's from there, so that makes a logical sense. And Winnipeg is they're a team that needs to get over the hump. Jonathan Toews would be a nice add. Who would not want to see the Jets win a Stanley Cup? It would be cool to see a team that hasn't win a cup. Obviously, we all want our teams and stuff. It would be awesome to see the Leafs go on a run. They haven't done one forever, 57 years, let's go. Kyle 2233 says, I actually like the trade for Colorado. They don't lose Rants for nothing via get an extra year with Necas plus extra picks. Yep, that's exactly what I said, Kyle. Your Devils, that first round matchup, Kyle, with the Devils and potentially Hurricanes, that's going to happen, going to be crazy. Creed says, do you think whatever Rantanen gets might drive up McDavid's asking price? No, I think McDavid's going to get 16 million, and I think Rantanen will get 14. I think McDavid will get 16 million minimum, and he's underpaid. He's special, man. We haven't seen a player like him really since probably Gretzky or Crosby, but I feel like McDavid is so physically special, so when's the secret agent Dubas going to trade Crosby to Toronto? Oh, McDiesel. I love the optimism. I heard back from Frank. Frank says, dude, thank you for this. So freaking nice. I appreciate you. You're the best, Frank. We love you. Frank is a great guy. I know some people don't like him, but if you ever get a chance to meet him, he's an awesome dude. Just unreal, man. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just letting Frank know that I'm so hyped that I just joined Hot Take Hockey and over 54,000 subscribers. And the champagne bottle he's just unreal. Anyway, you need a good reporter, and we got him in hockey for damn sure. We've got some great ones. You're definitely hearing about Toews, same place everyone is hearing. Yep, exactly. I get my news from the newsmakers. I don't make stuff up. Hot Take Hockey will give you hot takes from time to time, but you're not going to see that from me as much. We'll angle out the TV there, get you a little. Let's get in the Johnny Gaudreau Memorial in the corner, and give you a little bit of tour of my studio that I have here in Anchorage, Alaska, where I'm coming from live. Shout out where you're at in the chat. Look who's in. We got the man, the myth, the legend now on the Hot Take Hockey Media, John Viveros, my boy, one of the greatest people I've gotten to know. Well, this is all hockey all the time channel. We're going to give you the best hockey takes. between John's connections and mine. I was just texting with Frank Saravelli. I know people. I've interviewed Nick Kiprios, Colby Armstrong. We're going to get NHLers on here and NHL media types to talk to you. We're going to work very hard to bring you premium hockey content when it comes to the NHL. And we're going to have a lot of OHL stuff too, because John obviously works for the Brantford Bulldogs. And, you know, we're going to have some talks there. Obviously, we're going to do the trade deadline. So I'm planning on going to the NHL draft. How awesome will it be to have a live correspondent at the NHL draft with Hot Take Hockey? That is the plan. If all of Los Angeles doesn't burn down, because that's where the draft is this year. So anyway, I'm so excited. I'm so hyped to be with you guys. Most of you, I've known you as Jeremiah Maxwell in the chat. So I love this channel, and I'm going to treat it like it's my own. It's just an unbelievable opportunity to bring hockey content to you guys, and I love it. I feel like the hockey community is the best online community. Yeah, you got your idiots, but for the most part, everybody's really cool, and I've met so many great people in hockey. I know that's only going to continue as I get out there. Hope to see some of you. I know some of you saw me on Hockey Night in Canada last year with the Leafs and the Flames. I made the anthem. So I was there for the Hockey Hall of Fame. I'm going to do that too. Pam says, first time tuning in. Great to see the channel grow. I remember when you were looking forward to reaching 6K. Yes, Pam. Hot Take Hockey is at 54,400 subscribers. With my subscribers on the Sports Beard, we're over 55,000 subscribers. Right now, we're broadcasting live on Twitch, the Sports Beard, on Beardad_sports on X. We're on my Instagram at the Sports Beard. And I think it's the_sports_beard, but we've got people on there, and we are live on Hot Take Hockey's YouTube channel, 54,000 strong. So we are going to grow. The graphics are going to get better. We're going to bring you the best stuff. So McDiesel is on the, I appreciate you, by the way, Pam. John is a great guy. So, and he's really done an unbelievable job. He's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. And I'm proud to work with him and do stuff with him. We're going to do everything we can to grow this channel and bring you hockey fans the best stuff and interact with you, the fans, because that's what the best part of this is, talking to you guys. We can have our opinions, but I love to hear from you guys. This is unbelievable what we're getting. It's an awesome 514. Of the 514, we have 445 people live on Beard_sports on X right now. Let's freaking go. I don't think that is not, it's not there without John Viveros, my man. Hot Take Hockey. My heart breaks. I'm so happy to work with you in a good way. Like, it's exploding with love. This is awesome. The chat is awesome. Thank you, Shirley. I appreciate you so much. I've worked very hard to get good at doing this. It's something I've wanted to do since I was a kid, and I worked in media for my high school newspaper. I'm a little bit older than Mr. Viveros. I did something else. I had an entire career that I finished and completed before I started in this business, before I went to film school and decided, no, I want to work in hockey media. So the plan is to be a media member and get credentialed and to talk to people and to talk to players and bring awesome content and bring back the regular streams for Hot Take Hockey. And when things settle down for him, he'll be back on live with us too, especially for the special events. But to be a representative for John, and he trusts me, and it means the world to me and the world to you guys that he trusts me with his fans and with you guys, and then we'll do an unbelievable job being a great representation to the game of hockey and to him, and it'll be an awesome time. So I'm honored. Like I said, I'm blown away. 509 people here live. If you're on X and you're on my X, you can chime in. I can read your chats, so don't feel like you're excluded. But the YouTube drives the content. So you guys in YouTube on my channel or Hot Take Hockey's, chime in, say what you got to say. I love it. I really appreciate it. Plot twist, Crosby to Ottawa. I wouldn't hate it, Obi-Wan. They need to get some scoring. You know, also I thought if Montreal was a little bit further on, I always knew Crosby grew up a Montreal fan. So I'd kind of like to see him play for Montreal. I know everybody says Colorado. TP303 says Crosby to Colorado is going to hit like crack. In CMAC, we trust. Sucks to see Mikko go, but I feel like there's more coming. I'm with you. And that, if you were here earlier, I played Frank Saravelli's live post live from Lake Placid where he breaks down the trade that he broke. I know he had initially Kakanyemi was being named. That turns into Jack Drury. Again, I could pop the trade up for you guys if you haven't seen the whole details per our main man, Frank Saravelli. But it's and guys too, like we're all about promoting people's stuff. We're all about promoting other channels. John was a big promoter of, that's how I found Perlo, one of my co-hosts that you guys will get to know. He's a older handicapper, but he knows his stuff. He reads the tea leaves. He gets into the analytics. And then my other host, Rico, the goal scoring prop expert, who's in Ottawa this weekend, having a nice vacation. But yeah, here's the complete trade again. I'll pop it up on the Yep, Lane, I'm with you. We get to have fun as hockey fans and talk this stuff, but we let the people that do this do it for a living. I'm never trying to promote false narratives, but this is Hot Take Hockey, and you're going to see a lot of hot takes from John, and I'm going to chime in. I try to keep myself very grounded, and I listen to a ton of hockey. I watch over 40 games a week, and I listen to easily 35, 40 hours of hockey content from guys like Frank Saravelli, from reporters like Jason Gregor, from reporters like Mike Russo. I read The Athletic. I read the Hockey News. Reporters like Sammy Silver, who was the first to report Alexander Ovechkin's stick issues last year. So we're going to give you good stuff. Anyway, I don't want to overhype. I want to get you guys back in. Here's the trade details. Yeah, Lane Bateman says, we can only use hindsight a year for now to properly assess this trade. Sad to see Mikko go, but it happens. Necas is faster and younger. Yes, Lane, I love your positive outlook on this. I think if you're a Colorado Avalanche fan and you heard you had Mikko Rantanen. Now, let me ask you this, Avs fans. I'll put this in the chat. If you kept Rantanen and won another cup, but knew you were going to lose Rantanen in the offseason, would you still do it? Or would you make this trade? You still have a chance to add pieces because now you have a lot more cap space and still could contend for a cup. There's no guarantee that you win it. You know, I don't know, man. Does many of you I think you take the long-term health of your organization. If Mikko says he's not re-signing, and that came from him and his agent, per Saravelli, per Pierre LeBrun, per Elliot Friedman, per all those guys, who are you doing? Who are you doing, man? Like, it's unreal. It's unreal, man. Like, I have to say, man, like it's, and this is one of the biggest days in hockey, guys. I'm not prone to hyperbole. I thought the Tkachuk deal was big. This is a huge deal, guy. And I agree with Lane Bateman here. But Lane, you have an awesome sense of, let me come back on the screen here a little bit so we can see that. We are always using a bird's eye view to pass better and better. Let me see. We're always using the bird's eye view to pass better and see better plays, etc. And we use hindsight. Yeah, like if you play Lane, when you play NHL 24, you have the overview. You don't have like what it would look like on ice where you could see. That's what makes what these guys do on the ice. I have so much love. Brian Burke talks about how you know, there's people that play field hockey that whack a stick around at a ball in a field. There are people that play polo that whack a stick and a ball around in a field. You have that skill, but there's also world-class skaters. You are combining that with whacking a puck around on the ice with some of the fastest athletes on the planet. I think hockey is the toughest sport to play. It's the toughest sport to play well. You have to be creative and have an amazing, fast-moving mind. And that's what makes players like Leon Draisaitl, by the way, his game the other night, I think he might have catapulted himself into the Hart Trophy. But anyway, we'll see. Avi, my good friend, says Avalanche are a threat for the Cup still, but definitely very challenging in the West. Look for Oilers, Stars, Jets to add something. It's an arms race, Avi. The problem is, guys, and before we get to Kyle's comment here, everybody's in it. Everybody's in it. Nobody's out of it. So it's like, what are we doing? You know, the teams that are getting on their weaknesses early, I love the Tony DeAngelo signing. I thought Edmonton should have picked him up over Klingberg. You have a guy that's doing really well in the KHL. So thank you, Avi. Pam likes your profile pic, Avi. Pam, are you a diehard Bruins fan? So McDiesel. Anyway, Kyle says, really wonder if the Pierre Rental or Carolina wants to re-sign him. Oh, they want to re-sign him. And I will say this, Kyle, I believe Tom Dundon will spend money on a player like this. I think they will give him market value. And honestly, the cap will be going up so much. And we can look at Carolina's. If you guys are interested, I did pull up Colorado's, but we can look up Carolina's. Right now, they're technically considered over the cap. But next year, they have $38 million in cap space. But they're going to be losing Taylor Hall, which they won't keep. Okay, Rantanen's the guy we're talking about re-signing. Jack Rosovic, Eric Robinson, Juha Oska, Tyson Jost, Dmitry Orlov, Brett Burns, and Riley Stillman. Also, Freddie Anderson. So, yeah, no worries, Pam. Boston, my friend Mike, who will be on the show from time to time, the degenerate Bostonian, we try to represent the four corners of the NHL universe, as I like to say. Like if you're a fan of Star Wars, or the fan of Game of Thrones, all the houses represented. We want to have everybody. This is a NHL show. So it'll be a little heavy because of Hot Take Hockey being out of the GTA and being a big Leafs fan himself. Everybody knows I'm a little bit of a Washington Capitals fan. But when you start covering the sport too, I'll say this, Pam, you just kind of root for great stories and you want to see your friends be successful. So like, I want to see my guys at Dailies Face Off, Frank Cervelli, those guys, I consider them friends. I want to see them be successful. They're doing something on their own, creating something, venturing out on their own. And that's what we're doing here at Hot Take Hockey. And we're going to try to bring you guys some stuff. Like I'm talking website, cool stuff, man. Like just hockey coverage stuff for the fans and not for pay, for free. So this will always be a free place for fans to come, So once Four Nations is over, full go made till, you know what, Avi, I've heard we'll see trades during Four Nations. I think some general managers were waiting, and I think Eric Tolsty and Chris McFarland pulled the trigger on this deal. I think Tolsty thought this was the best Tulsa he could get. Draisaitl, who else can he get better than Rantanen? Oh, are you going to give us McKinnon? They couldn't get anybody better. So now we could debate Colorado, but go through the league. Could Colorado have gotten Besser and re-signed? I feel like they would have had to get a couple players from Vancouver, JT Miller and Besser maybe, and then you are keeping Besser and signing him. So JT, something like that would have made sense. I don't know. It's a crazy, crazy thing. So again, appreciate the 528 people we have across the spectrums. The Sports Beard on Twitter, 467. Love it. Hot Take Hockey, 57 in the live chat. Oh, Canucks didn't make a 5. Yeah, we're going to see. I don't know what you mean there. Canucks don't make it. 5-7 good shot make it. Yeah, we'll see. Necas has a lot of upside. We needed to free up space for Landeskog too. That's true. If he comes back, Lane. That's true. This just could be Landeskog. I think though Landeskog is. I think they're okay there. I think they're okay with Landy. I think they accrue cap space per day, and he's been on LTIR for a while. Yeah, TP303 says, I'm actually really excited about Necas. Dude is going to be electric with the Av squad. Yeah, dude, I feel like any competent offensive winger is going to look very good next to Nathan MacKinnon, and McKinnon's going to draw a lot of attention, and that's going to really open things up for Necas. Don't think for a minute that Rantanen wasn't benefited for playing with Necas or from Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon is a special player. We could have an argument that Connor McDavid and Nathan MacKinnon, who's the best player, I would come out on the Nathan MacKinnon side 50-50. I feel like you can't lose. And quite frankly, MacKinnon has had the more successful career so far. He's won a cup. I know he doesn't have the individual accolades that McDavid has, but he's won. And that's the difference. Nothing against McDavid. Edmonton hasn't lost because he's not unbelievably good. So this is, it is what Noah McFarland. I 1,000,000% expect Toronto to make a move at the deadline. And maybe we work on having Nick Kyprios on this show and having Nick Kipper give you some. I mean, he knows Kipper's still tied in. He doesn't like to admit it, but he's still very tied in with a lot of this stuff. He broke the Ovi news. A lot of people don't know that Kipper broke the Ovi news on his injury this year. He knew exactly that he had broken his leg. So yeah, I mean, Ovi, though, you could make the argument for McKinnon. I mean, you just could. He had 50 goals and over 100 assists last year. I mean, I thought Kucherov was as deserving of the heart as any player I've ever seen. And I do say, you know, McDavid and McKinnon both get to play with very good players. I mean, Leon Draisaitl is hands down 1B, 1C best player in the NHL. You know, it's you know, when you, I think it's, you could go 1-3 if you say McDavid's 1, McKinnon's 2, you know, Draisaitl's 3. I feel like, you know, but also you could say McCarr is 4. So McKinnon and Rantanen was probably 5. So you could say that McKinnon played with 2 better players than even McDavid had. I mean, you could make that argument all day. So yeah. Guacamole. All right, man. Sweet. I appreciate you. I don't know what the burritos mean, but appreciate you being in here. Hardwired. I'm taking McKinnon easily over McDavid. McKinnon has the heart. He plays the honest game, and it's proven not to crack when under pressure in the finals. McDavid has flash, and that's it. That's from Hardwired. Hardwired, I respect it, man. I love what Lane says here. McKinnon's saying he's got the most fight drive on the ice. He's a firecracker. Makar is right up there, too. I got to say this, guys. So much of McKinnon's game reminds me of Crosby's game, and I feel like he's more explosive than Crosby was, even at his height. So that's what's impressive. And then, you know, obviously they grew up together and they train together and all that. We all know those things if you're not a casual hockey fan, which I'm going on a limb that some of you are on the East Coast joining us at 12:15 midnight time are going to say, you know, yeah, this is it, man. This is crazy. Ghislaine Laframboise. If I said that correctly, is it Ghislaine? I hope I said that correctly. Laframboise, I hope I said your last name right. Not sure about Montreal. It's a battle of death between 10 teams for 3 spots, but definitely in the mix. I love Montreal. I love Montreal this year. I got to talk to Ken Hughes at the Frozen Four last year, right before he signed Cole Hudson, and got a picture with him. I will show you so you guys don't think I'm talking weirdness. But I'm so excited if I'm a Montreal fan. Let's see if it comes up as that. I don't even know where did all that come from? That's crazy. Okay, that was last year. Okay, let me make sure. NHL got Sabrina Bedard and Mishkov on the come up. Hockey is looking so loaded, and it's amazing to watch and see. Avi, don't you know it, man? Don't you know it? Okay, so we know that's going to be 2024, and we know that's going to be April. Yeah, here we go. Here's a couple for you. Let's go. Let's see. So there's Kipper. We got Kipper there. But this is too far back, actually. Yep, let's go. Let's give you some insight. Obi-Wan, Mishkov got to figure out how to play 82 games first. Yeah, I think Mishkov's been fine for a 19-year-old, my man. He's been good. Man. There's the HTH. Let's go. That's HTH, Rico, and I at the Leafs game. I plan on being in Toronto a lot more, so I hope to catch up with some of you guys. Rick Smith, some of the people. Anyway, I met Ken Hughes. I have pictures. I will find them. I'm looking for the time. I apologize. Noah McFarland says, if Toronto could add one thing to the roster before the deadline, what do you think they should do? I think they should add a third line center. And I actually agree with a former GM today. He said it on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, with Kipper and Bourne. I like what Doug McLean said. I love a Sean Corrali. I think he would fit in really nice there. I think it would allow him to pay Pacioretty on the fourth line, not overuse him. So I truly think it's going to be I think the Leafs. I'll be surprised if the Leafs aren't in the conference championship. They're good. They're a good team. So, they're going to be in the mix. They're going to be in the mix. So, yeah, holy crap. But I do think they got to add like some depth there, and they're just having a problem with their secondary scoring and stuff. So that sort of sucks. But every team kind of hits a wall, so you really can't be too stressed. I think Maple Leafs fans too, they just haven't seen success. They're really trying to. They just want to win in the playoffs. Like that's the key. You want to win in the playoffs if you're the Maple Leafs. End of discussion. Toronto, Florida, New Jersey, Carolina, Washington take 5 spots. 3 spots left. Montreal, Ottawa, Detroit, Columbus, New York Rangers, Boston Bruins, Philadelphia Flyers. Who do you guys like? Ghislaine, tell me. Laframboise. Did I say that right? I hope I did. Let me know. I think I'm butchering your first name. I feel so bad. Because I like to say the names. Okay. So here's Arm Dog. We're just introducing those of you that don't know me to some of the people I've met in the game. Colby Armstrong, one of the greatest people you'll ever meet. Great Sasky boy. Anyway, I love Colby. He's a great guy. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And then, like I was saying, Montreal, I love what they got coming. Kent Hughes, great to talk to. Who looks homeless? I do. Was it me? Did I look homeless? Or did Colby? There's me and Ken Hughes. Yeah. So I feel like I dressed nice tonight, Father Snuffles. Come on, man. Give me a break here. That beard is hideous. Oh man, come on, man. Give me a hard time. Okay. I love it. What Ghislaine Laframboise said. You guys, let me know who you like in the final 3 spots in the East. I love Montreal. I think if they keep getting the goaltending and the defense, the key for Montreal. Okay, man. How about take a timeout, okay? Just take a timeout and we'll be good, okay? I appreciate you. Thanks for being in the chat. So appreciate you. And mods, feel free. Ghislaine, okay, just like Alain Laframboise, like France. La France. Oh, it's La France. Okay. Brazil. Okay. I'm not going to try it. I'm so sorry. But Ghislaine. I think I got that right. So I got it. Obi-Wan, the Flyers get goaltending. Maybe I think the Rangers figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. The Flyers goaltending is not going to get them through it. I like Urson a lot, but I agree with you guys. I think the Rangers make it. And for those that don't know, I'm married. My wife is a diehard New York Rangers fan. So my wife, Stephanie, of 18 years, that supports me in this. So I'm glad to be here with you guys. Awesome. These playoffs are going to be insane. So much parity. TP303 says so much parity in the NHL every year. Best league on the planet and the best playoffs. I agree so much. Finland is a powerhouse country for hockey. Been good for a while. I don't disagree with that, Avi. Vikings fan says, I'm pretty sure he's into men too. Just lay off. Okay. Oh, he's into men. Okay. All right. We'll leave it. I didn't mean to read that, Viking fan. I didn't realize you were commenting to somebody else. Nothing against New York Rangers. I'm particular. Just can't stand the team name Rangers. All right, Pam. Fair. Queens Park Rangers. It kind of goes back. The U.S. Army Rangers. I don't know. The Texas Rangers. The Texas Ranger Law Enforcement Group. In French, S, two S's is like one S, and one S is like a Z. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I get you. I got you. Rico, by the way, Ghislaine, when he's on the show, he speaks French fluently. So he would have gotten it right away. So Rico, if you're listening, man, chime in. I know he was in the chat earlier. 483 on X, 4D7 between the YouTubes. And we still got somebody live on Twitch. I appreciate it. Twitch, I can see your chat. X, I can see your chats. If you type in and you want to ask a question or get in on all the New York teams, I hate the Rangers least. Giants, Knicks, Yankees, way worse. Yeah, I know, Avi, because the New York Giants, the football team I grew up rooting for, they've beaten your Patriots a couple times. So, but I get it. You can't be too greedy, Avi. You guys played like 10 Super Bowls in like 15 years. So you won a lot. Galen the Raspberry. All right. I can do that. Whatever you want. I like to put what you put in the I can't read. So whatever you put in is your name. Just lame. So I love it. Pam doesn't like the Yankees. I get it. A lot of New York teams don't either. Yeah, I get that. Let's go Birds. Thanks for Saquon. Yeah, dude, I'm happy for Saquon. Any New York Giants fan that would tell you he wasn't going to have the year he had with the Eagles this year behind the Giants offensive line. So I'm very happy for him. He deserves all the success. I don't get anything if the Giants win. So we have 4 Super Bowls. How many do you have again, Eagles? Just one. That's right. So we've only played in 5, and we should have never been in the one against the Ravens. Minnesota choked. They should have won. So my last just lane was perfect. Okay. I'm awesome. Good. Awesome. I'm glad. I respect you guys coming in here and taking the time to talk hockey and throwing in your, being cool and putting in your hockey opinions. And I want to hear everybody's. I feel like everybody's got a point. And when it comes to this, it's just about talking about the things we love and enjoying it with people that love to talk about it. That's the whole point of this. So, what shouldn't have happened there? Obi-Wan, I'm not sure, but I'm not tracking one that shouldn't have happened. So I'm excited, guys. And when I say that, I just mean everybody. It's I'm older, so that's for everybody. So if I say it, don't be offended. Just say I mean everyone. I mean everyone. This is a great time. We're kind of in a golden age we have Crosby and Ovechkin in the twilight of their career, but they're breaking records all the time. And, it's crazy. Let's see. D-Hog has some talk about tonight's games. This is what we will do on a normal when we're not breaking news. We'll actually talk about the games. I didn't watch them tonight, guys, because this wasn't planned. We didn't know that one of the biggest hockey trades in the world was going to happen. I was taking the night off to take my wife to dinner because she's going to be out of town for a week. So this was totally unplanned. And just as we were leaving, this broke. So I did go to dinner. And I am going to end so I can spend some time with her in a minute or two. But let's D-Hog 12 says Dallas played a good game against Vegas tonight. Otter made some sick saves at the end with Tyler out and going to LTR. Who do you think Dallas trades for? Yeah, they're going to make moves, D-Hog. Everything I'm reading from the legit Frank Saravellis, those guys, they say Dallas, they expect Jim Neal to be very active. I think here's the problem that everybody's running into. The teams that strike first, they're really going to help their teams. Colorado and Carolina made good deals. And Necas had cooled off a little bit. So, I wasn't surprised to see Carolina move off from him. I think he had made it clear that he didn't want to re-sign, but he couldn't really have much of a choice. They just did what Toronto should have done with Marner and Matthews on their first deals and stuff like that. So, I just feel like there's going to be a very limited option because just as Ghislaine said earlier, look at this. I'll put this back up. Let me find her post here. It was very good. Toronto, Florida, New Jersey, Carolina, Washington are all in, more than likely. The 3 spots left are for Montreal, Ottawa, Detroit, Columbus, New York Rangers, Boston Bruins, New York Islanders, and Philadelphia Flyers. Who do you guys like of that group? I don't know. Yes, like Lane says here, you get the best pickings if you act early. The early bird gets the worm, Lane. No doubt. Again, what do you guys like? Who do you like to make in the playoffs there? It's going to be close. So, yeah. And I love McFarland's been super. He knew his goaltending was not up to spice. He moves off from Justus Annunen trades him for a really solid backup in Scott Wedgwood. I mean, people don't remember Scott Wedgwood was money last year for Dallas. And Dallas is missing not having Chris Tanev and stuff again. They got to figure it out. I think the problem with Dallas is they have so much talent in their thing, and to see what they would maybe add, they need a center. They need depth scoring, but they need a center in there, I think. The Sagan loss is huge, but they're going to get him back probably for the playoffs. But it sounds like they're going to have to make a little bit of a run to get him back. So like second round conference finals thing. So, and you guys know a lot of times when you get a guy back, but I do think Dallas will be active. I think they kind of do. But again, Dallas has had a couple of long runs, and they haven't gone to the Stanley Cup, but they've gone very, very far. So they've just gotten on to the cusp. Obviously, they went to the finals against Vegas, and then they were in the finals last year against Edmonton. I thought Dallas, if they were healthy, would have handled Edmonton. I think if Rupe, Hintz, and them were healthy, I thought they were a better team. And they didn't get great goaltending from Ottinger. I thought he played the worst he had played the whole year. So, but yeah, he looks better and stuff like that. So, the Oilers would make insane sacrifices now to sign our goalies. They could have done it, but don't act quick enough. Yeah. And the thing I worry about the Oilers are they don't really have the assets to pick up. But now if Klingberg works out for them, I actually like, honestly, how they're built. I think LA is going to give them some trouble. I think Vegas is going to give them some trouble. And then whoever they play coming out of the Central, and I think it will be the Winnipeg Jets. But if it's Colorado, Winnipeg, or Dallas, I could see either of those, depending on what they add, give Edmonton trouble. Now, I will tell you guys from the beginning of the season, I picked Edmonton to win the Cup. But I haven't seen them play in person. The last 2 years in a row, I got the Stanley Cups right, but I was able to see the teams in person. I'm like, this team's winning it. Like, I saw Vegas play twice the year they won the Cup, and they played Toronto. They manhandled them. I go, they're winning the Cup. This team is so good. Or Toronto is not good. And Matthews ended up being hurt, but Toronto was not good for early in the year there. They really struggled. So, Lane, again, awesome commentary. I really think Druin or maybe Necas can step in to mostly fill Mikko Rantanen's spot. Like solid PP guys. Maybe they both break 100 next season. Yeah, I don't hate. Yeah, Druin, we want to see healthy. He was having such a good year last year. It was so nice to finally see him kind of put it together. After being a super high pick, I think he was 4th overall by Tampa. And then obviously he was involved in that trade for Sergachev and yada, yada, yada. He really didn't do well in Montreal. I just think they weren't in the stage to develop him. They probably forced him to play quicker. I sometimes feel that they do that. It depends on the organization. We're definitely seeing that with the Buffalo Sabres. Like they're forcing teams to play, just more younger players. So, yeah, we got a HTH. Okay. All right, John. Thank you so much, John. So yeah, we'll probably go about 15 more minutes, 12 more minutes. 554 people in here again. Thank you so much. It's been awesome. Yeah, that was a good game tonight. Says D-Hog, Dallas versus Vegas each played each other tough. Yeah, I saw Vegas was up early, but obviously they battled back, and Dallas is a good team. That was the one game I would have watched if I was not available. Didn't watch tonight again. Lane Bateman, that's how I felt when the Avs in 22. Yeah, it was so much fun to watch. Yeah. I was so rooting for the Avs. One of my good buddies, Darren Ogle's a season ticket holder. We served in the Army together. So he's a good buddy of mine back in the day. And he went to a college close to where I grew up, but he's from Lakewood and he's a big Avs fan. So therefore I root for the Avs for him and stuff, just like I root for the Leafs for John Viveros and the Rangers for my wife and your team and, Bruins for Avi and everybody like that. So Carolina to win the Cup, it's now or never. I don't disagree, Rager. I think it is, man. I think it is. Same with Val Nichushkin, he's an insane good 2A player, but has been out with injuries. Yeah, Lane, that's a nice ad. That's the thing. I really don't feel like Colorado will be. They didn't add a scrub. They're going to be good, and they freed themselves up to be flexible. And if Landeskog's not going to be, what I'm hearing is Landeskog's knee is swelling up in between skates, so he just can't. I think it's probably over for him, which is really sad because he was a hell of a player, man. Jeff Merrick calls him his favorite player. Jeff Merrick says Landeskog's my favorite player. He misses watching him play. So, and we all do. If you don't have to be an Avs fan. Landeskog was a class captain and a great guy. Been a great listen tonight. It's made my work a lot easier. Pam, you are the best. Thank you so much. Probably the best team since 2015 Blackhawks. Who is that? The Avs. Who is the superior goalies anyway? I don't care about the money they make. Yeah, McDiesel. I think Skinner can rise to it. He was there. I'm not worried if I'm in your shoes. There's 2 elite goalies in the NHL right now, and it's Hellebuck and Shesterkin. And those 2 can take over games and stuff. So I really feel like outside of that, there's some goalies that can bring their games to that level. Obviously, Demko, we've seen him this year, not so much. 305 GAA, not good. Ottinger, I think you could put in that category, but I've never seen him do it for when it matters most. I've seen him do it for long stretches and look like he's unbeatable. I don't think the Capitals have ever beaten Ottinger actually in that. So he's very, very good. They didn't beat him this year. But I feel like there's 2 elite goalies. And, Bobrovsky, when in Vezdas and stuff, was up there. And obviously 2 years in a row, he had pretty good playoff run. A little shaky in the finals. But again, Edmonton makes everybody look shaky. At some point, we just got to be like, yeah, Edmonton, they're really good. They're just better than everybody. So Dustin Wolf in Calgary, amazing goalie. Yes, I agree, Phil. I agree. Phil Viner, I agree. Just Lane says, people don't know, but they pre-playoff. We started first step. Yeah, you're right. They do know it, though, I think, if they're really paying attention. Yeah, Blaine, I hated Drew when he came here. I was waiting for him to get traded, but the experts knew he had more. The thing about Drew is he's just never been healthy. Nick Susi says, Olmark 8-0-2 before his injury. Yeah, you need him back. But, dude, I got to tell you, Nick, I watched the entirety of that Boston Bruins Ottawa game from start to finish, and Forsberg was unbelievable in that game. He wasn't the reason you guys lost. You didn't score. You're not scoring. Where's Batherson? Where's Kachuk? Where's Norris? These guys aren't scoring. Man, I saw Shane Pinto the other day he could have had a hat trick. He had no goals. So tough. Last game of Detroit and Montreal. Yeah, I was all over Montreal too, Ghislaine. Not that I hate Detroit. I just have loved what I've been seeing from my boy Cole Hudson and or Lane Hudson and the Montreal Canadiens, man. So, and the Line A story is a good story. So, yeah, yep, that's 2. Game changes every year, but the contracts stay the same age. I'm picking up what you're putting down there, Diesel. You want me to do it in the Matthew McConaughey voice too? All right. Game keeps changing, but the contracts stay the same age. I got you, buddy. Nick Susi, Allmark also. Yep. Blackwood might have to turn into a similar caliber. Yeah, but look, Lane, that you had Darcy Kemper gave you above average goaltending. Darcy Kemper, by the way, Rager, I agree. He's having an incredible year for the Kings. So happy for him. So glad that trade's working out for the Caps and for the Kings. It's also equally working out for the Ottawa Senators. And I know Chychrun scored a bunch of goals, but Nick Jensen's been good for this, solidified that right side. And they needed a right shot D in that call. And it's really, I think Shabbat has looked so much better. So for the Ottawa Senators fans. So yeah, Montreal is going to be a kick-ass team in the next 3 years. I agree. And I love that they're being patient, Phil. I love that the Montreal Canadian fans are, being patient with this process. They had an advantage over every team in the league for 50 years. And now, they've lost a lot of that ability. I mean, even when they had the advantage, look at some of the players they traded. Marcel Dion, they traded Chris Chelios. They walked away from John LeClaire. Oh, by the way, those guys won cups with them and stuff, but still, are you talking about Carey Price? Actually, I have a buddy up here who played juniors with Carey Price. You have to have Ryan on sometime. I talked to him about it, and he'll give us some Carey Price stories. Sens is not healthy right away. Biggest reason for our struggles. But you're not scoring. It's everybody, Nick. It's everybody. Think Ovechkin breaks the record next year? No, I think he could still get it. He's only got 20 goals with 35 games. Honestly, he was at that pace. He's just, the break is going to help Ovi. He needs the rest now to get back into skating shape because he was out so long. He came back very quickly. So, I mean, he was 4 weeks on the money. So, anyway, so yeah, insane. So, yeah. In his best, he was amazing. Best goalie in the league. Yeah, he's very good. It was very sad. He had one shot at the Stanley Cup though, and they could have done it, man. They weren't even out of it, really. That was a crazy run. I thought Toronto would beat him. I thought Vegas would beat Toronto should have beat him, but they got in their own way. And then of course I think so I actually think McDiesel Ovi breaks the record this year. I do. And yeah, man, I mean, that's the thing when I tell Toronto Maple Leaf fans, Matthew's not going to break Ovi's record because you can't stay healthy, man. That's what Ovi did that's so impressive. The guy laid in the end, he'll have thrown as many hits, top 3 in the league all time, a pure power forward. Everyone compare Crosby and Ovechkin. It's not a comparison. Crosby's a center. He plays up the middle, which means he has to play better defense. He's, you're going to win faceoffs. You impact the game. He's a passer first. Yes, Crosby's going to score 600 goals easily. So unbelievable goal scorer too. So just one of the best all-around players ever. So, Scarby, effing love this guy. Great show. Sexy beard. Yay. Thank you, Scarby. $100 dono hype in the chat. Whoop, 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 whoop. Thanks. All right. We are going to just do a few more minutes here. Isn't the 230 pounds too? Yeah. So Ovi is 6'3", about 40. So he's basically 237, which Lane, that is the same height weight as legendary New York Giants linebacker Lawrence Taylor, the last defensive player in the NFL to win MVP, by the way, for the league. That was his playing weight, 6'3", 237. So Ovi's a monster, man. He's a freak. We'll never see anything like him. And you know why he's such an athlete? His mother was a 2-time gold medalist in basketball, and his father was a professional soccer player. He comes from athletes, man. Like, nothing against Crosby, but I think his dad was like a contractor or something, or a plumber or something. Nothing, great profession. But it's not like his mom was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. With the Soviets, and the Soviet women didn't cheat. They won their games legit. Like they were that good. I mean, guys, for 50 years, the Soviets had the best basketball team in women and the best hockey team in men's. So, yeah, I mean, you got to understand, Phil, he's 39. He's had 2 kids. He did have his leg broken. He came into camp looking really good, man. He was in great shape. He really hasn't slowed down other than his stick problems, and CCM, for whatever reason, decided to stop making his stick. So, yeah, I mean, Ovi's got over 700 assists. I mean, when it's all said and done, he's already scored on more goalies than everybody. He's already got the most empty netter goals. I mean, obviously, he had to pass Gretzky on that. He had that record too. So, he's gonna. I mean, and everybody knows without Ovi would be at 950 right now, guys. He'd easily have 75 more goals in his repertoire. He missed 2 seasons. And another half because of a pandemic. So Ovi would have a ton of goal. I mean, 20, 30 goal seasons. There's only one guy that's ever done that consecutively. There's only another guy that's ever had 20 goal seasons, excuse me. And that's Ron Francis. He didn't do it consecutively, but that's amazing how many years he played and scored that many goals. And I see Ron Francis in person. He's a massive man. He's a massive man. So you're like, oh, I get how he could move around on the ice like that. So fair play, Scarby. Scarby is you'll see Scarby, and Scarby's pretty cool. Oh, I know. We're doing good. We've got some donos. We're doing great. 575 still in the chat between X and YouTube. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for agreeing with me on that, Phil. Lithuania is still a power, but yeah, Lithuania is cool, Pam. I'm down with it. No, Lane, because Lane, people with roids burn out quick. Barry Bonds blew out all his muscles and his elbows and stuff. He can't do roids. Roids don't help hockey players. You can do so much natural legal stuff now that helps your body recover, that's healthy, that's out there. People know about it. And if you're not doing it, you're an idiot. Like, anybody over a certain age, you need to take testosterone. You can get testosterone supplements. Some people do injections, some people just do a cream or whatever, but man, it's very good for you because your body starts to die, so you need to, it's super helpful. You'd be amazed. So big time. So, yeah, just being from good stock, man. Like, if you look at like a lot of these elite athletes, it's no doubt their parents are elite. So Ovi's dad being a pro soccer player for, I think he played for like 15, 20 years. And then his mother was a 2-time gold medalist. And if you see them, they don't look like his father passed away. So, it's very impressive. NHL playoffs about to be a movie. Cup up for grabs. Oilers, Panthers, still see that rematch? I don't know, Avi. Panthers are making me nervous. But it could be. And they could add 2 guys. They're going to probably add. So they just don't have much to trade either. Edmonton and Florida are very much in the same boat. We knew whoever won last year was really going to have a hard time getting back. And that's why I feel like Edmonton might not have the edge. I feel like if Dallas gets better, if Colorado gets better, let's see if Colorado addles more. Even if Landeskog comes back, I like where they're at. I feel like they still can compete, and it might actually give them some more flexibility here or there, this side or the other. I think Necas can kill penalties and stuff too. I don't know about Rantanen's ability to do that. I just never paid attention to that part of his game. Phil, I'm 63. I get on the ice 2 or 3 times a week. My dad is 92, still walks his dog every day. Yeah, Phil, it's super important to get active. I love having you in here too, man. We have everybody all ages. I'm not that far behind you, Phil. I'm not 63, obviously, but I'm in my mid 40s. So it's yeah, it gets harder when you get older. You got to stay active and stuff for sure. Lane Bateman, there were very few lucky bounces away from last year in the cup. Yeah. And that's the thing too, Lane. Like, we knew it was going to be tough for them. They lose, and then they lose Broberg and Holloway. I think 2 players that if they had on this team, if they had Klepp and McLeod, Broberg and Holloway, I think they'd actually be a better team than they are now, and they might be the best team in the West. So, and I did pick them. So, but I did pick them when I thought they still had Broberg and Holloway. Do I think JT Miller makes sense for Detroit? Yeah, I don't know, Adam. I think he would could fit in there. It depends on what they're giving up. But Detroit, I think, should actually be, they're going to try to make for that playoff spot. So, and they played pretty good under McClellan, but we'll see. I know they hit a little bit of a skid there, so we'll see. Necas is a better 2-way player, better D by far. I'm actually excited to see how he improves with Mac and McCarr. Yeah, Lane, awesome. Again, what a great attitude to have. I mean, what can you do? Mikko Rantanen's been traded, folks. If you're just joining us, if you didn't know, Frank Saravelli from Daily Faceoff, shout out Frank, texted him and told him, amazing. Can't believe you had the flu all week and you broke the biggest hockey story, while you're at a youth tournament in Lake Placid. What a legend. So Necas is not good at defense, says Josh Jupp J. Brielle. He disagrees. Josh is my resident Carolina fan in the chat. We made him a mod. So Sens need 2 big 4 points this weekend. We play Leafs in Utah. Yeah, Nick. The Sens are letting me down, man. I really want to see them make the playoffs. They got to get that secondary scoring. I think David Perron being back is huge for them. That guy's gritty. He's sneaky clutch. I think he's going to be the difference. Bet on the Sens. I think they're going to do it, guys. Phil says, can you imagine JT Miller on the Oilers? I couldn't see them because they just can't fit him in. Who are they going to give up? Ryan Nugent-Hopkins? No, he has no trade. We're not going to trade him. I like Miller over Nugent-Hopkins at this point in the career, but yeah, I just don't know, man. Yeah, I saw the Sens minor league, their AHL team. Belleville gave Sam Gagner a PTO. Yep, I saw that. That's really cool. I hope he gets to retire in the NHL. They need some scoring. Sam Gagne, he could pot the puck in the net. So that's a nice. I don't hate the ad. It's a cost nothing ad. You don't give anything up. It's a very good move by Ottawa. But I do think Ottawa needs to figure something out. I think Norris might be a guy. I don't know. If you're Vancouver, would you take Josh Norris and maybe if Ottawa sausage something else for JT Miller? I think JT Miller would fit in with Matthew Tkachuk, and that would be kind of a wild thing, Yeah, you get on the likes. If I haven't been hounding you guys on the likes, get on the likes, please. I appreciate you. Hot Take Hockey, you are the GOAT. I appreciate everybody being in here. Let's call it an eve. I think we've hit that mark I wanted to hit. I probably went over. Not convinced the Canucks to take Darnell Nurse. Yeah, I don't think that'll work. Let's save the trades. Again, we'll be back live Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Me, Perlo, Rico, we'll break down the games. Like tonight, we did get an opportunity to talk games. And I want to be fair with you guys. I watch almost every game during the week as much as I can, unless it's the blowout. And I pay really close attention to what's going on. I did not watch the games tonight, guys. I watched no games at all. I followed a little bit the Golden Knights and Stars, but I didn't watch any games, so I don't have any opinions. But the teams that won, I thought could have easily win. I'm not surprised all the ones won. So I appreciate it. Yes, Rico, thank you so much, man. This is one of my co-hosts, Rico. Our French correspondent, by the way, Ghislaine. He will speak fluently in French to you, and he won't butcher your name like I did. I like Shane Pinto too, by the way. Stay healthy. Tim Stutzel, also a good player. Need to dive. He much better than that. I think he's getting better. So we'll see. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm so happy to be with you guys. Hot Take Hockey, the legend. We will be doing live stuff YouTube tonight. We made $110. Not too shabby. Have a great one, guys. Thanks for chiming in. Go back and watch the beginning of the stream if you want all the details. Frank Saravelli himself came on here. I texted him and said, hey, we're showing your video on my new channel. Thank you so much. And we're going to get Frank on. He's promised to come on the podcast, so we're going to have Frank on. It'll be awesome. We'll probably get Hot Take Hockey on for that one. We'll have some special events with him. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to what we can do here with your fandom and your support on this channel. Thank you so much, guys. You are badass tonight. It was an unbelievable stream. Thanks again for Hot Take Hockey letting us on. We broke the news. If you missed it, Avi, that's the news. We're going to Hot Take Hockey, baby. See ya.